Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's the day the BonBon Buddies take over on Patreon, and they've voted me in this map, a creator that we've done 6 times in the past, and they make solid maps, averaging out at about 11 stars per map. And that's going to be about the score for today anyway. But before we have a look at today's map, little reminder, and be warned, in fact, if you're squeamish, look away now, I'll let you know when you can look back. This is Outlast 2, it's a horror survival game, and it is somewhat not very pleasant. If you want to watch me squirming around a lot in a Let's Play, it's definitely worth checking out. But yes, you don't look back yet, you can look back now, okay? Right, while you're looking back, can you have a little look for that blue button? That's right, hitting that blue button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people, and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you for taking the time. Today's map is Beecher Sound by gomark. Yes, gomark we did in 631, 649, 666, 729, 750 and 818. There's your start square. Very solid. All of those maps are very solid. The weakest ones were 10 stars. The first 2 maps were 10 stars. And since then, it's been 11s and 12s all the way. That's your terrain height right there. And your resources. Patchy, but again, it's usable in the good old style of the game. They're strong patches. Patchy, but strong patches, which is good. Now, park life is listed as a requirement. It's not strictly a requirement. The game will run fine without it. It's just for a little bit of extra detailing here and there. You'll see a bit of a list of things to subscribe to with no one-click collection, which is a little bit of a frustration, but you can just add them one by one, I'm afraid. Stray Cats theme, Homecoming, network extensions too, and we're using the, I've forgotten what it's called. It was on that list now. It's Natural and Light or something like that, LUT. Not something that we've used very regularly. I don't recall what it was exact. It's in the list, and it's on the list of requirements. It's in the description. Won't take you much time to look it up. Anyway, also at the start of today's show, in that intro sequence, intersections, they're fine. In fact, they're quite slick and interesting designs. We'll go with that, actually. They are interesting designs. Now, the question is, what about the map as a whole? Well, the layout, the highway layout, is actually very workable. We are using the 4-lane national roads rather than highways, so every one of these intersections could have traffic cutting across it either way, so you have to use a little bit of planning and forethought, a little bit of up and over across the roundabout there. But it seems like it'll flow quite well, and the start square is actually away from this main traffic flow. So you won't actually have an awful lot of traffic flowing through your city apart from what's going to your city, unless you start building over on this side of the map, which of course is, you're right. You're right, it'll be your map to play if you subscribe to it. We've got some interesting little features throughout the map. My big grumble with the map is mostly about design, actually. That's kind of like an aesthetic feel for the map. Another intersection there, which looks okay. I'm not quite sure it's the most efficient, but it works fine in that situation, so we'll go with that. But yes, the map, it almost comes together as a whole, but it also doesn't quite come together as a whole. It's one of those that's on the line. It's not like a patchwork of things, but hang on a second, we're in the start square. Can't believe we're at the start square already. The start square, which means we've got an asset of the day to have a little nosy at, and it's the PH Under Construction 01 by AliTarGz. It is a zonable, growable, and when it grows, it'll be incomplete, which is quite fun. It'll be a bit drafty to move into, I feel. And factoids, because factoids. King James I of England died on today's date, the 27th of March in 1625. After Sir Walter Raleigh introduced tobacco to England, King James wrote what might be called the first government health warning, a booklet condemning smoking as dangerous and antisocial. So far ahead of his time was King James I. Anyways, where were we? We were just taking a little mosey through the incomplete building. That is the PH Under Construction 01 by AliTarGz. That's today's asset of the day, and quite neat it is too. But drafty. Just a bit drafty. Okay, back to Beecher Sound by gomark, and we've got highways. Well, these national road things. You can see we have no traffic over here. We're going over to the side of the map where the start square is located, and you'll see very little in the way of traffic, which is because there's no through traffic over here, which again will just help keep hopefully keep your city moving a little bit smoothly. So anyway, in terms of the route, it doesn't, when you pull back and have a look at it, it doesn't make the most sense. It doesn't also not make sense. Double negative, oops. Yes, it doesn't not make sense either. It's kind of an incomplete highway network thing that, it kind of almost, this is it, the whole map kind of almost works and then doesn't. I mean, that little cluster of rocks there, it's like a standalone area. Then you come over to this area here and there's nothing here. There's absolutely nothing. All the trees are like in little concentric areas, little focused areas, which again, it makes you feel that this map is one for a detailer, for somebody who wants to come and make it their own. This road just kind of like is meandering. It almost looks aimlessly. When you pull back and have a look at the whole thing as a whole, it's not aimlessly, but it just feels that way. And I get that with the entire, well, not the entirety of the map, but large chunks of the map. It just, little sections that don't quite fit together, but do fit together, sort of. Yeah, it's one of them. It's a map that isn't the complete package, but a few of you are gonna really like, because it doesn't say don't play me. It doesn't say don't play me. Another double negative. Liking me double negatives today. To gay. Oh, what a gay day. Oh, look, there's a unicorn. Sorry, today is what I was trying to say there. Oh, we had a little waterfall going on there. This is a swirly about. We'll have a closer look at that when we do the rail, because the rail is quite interesting in that location. We come this way, you'll see traffic again, and this is a tunnel which cuts through the hill there. Notice that's quite a nice tunnel. Please note, nice tunnel there. That links back to where we were earlier. Meanwhile, this highway then heads off into the hills and to the edge of the map, which means we'll have a look at the rail. And the rail is kind of the same as the roads. We're actually back where we started here, where we started today's show. And the rail, it makes perfect sense. It's a nice straight line here. We've got, again, have a look at this tunnel. Little look at the tunnel, and the tunnel says, yeah, actually, yeah, it's either that or a really deep cutting. Tunnel makes a lot of sense, and it's a slick tunnel, and it's a tidy tunnel. And I'm making a big thing about this because you're going to see tunnels in a minute that, well, they're not slick and tidy. They're, well, I mean, that slick and tidy tunnel was out of view. It's in a hill way away from anywhere. And then when we get to the not so tidy tunnels, they're right in the middle of, well, the swirly about. You're going to see here. We're up here anyway. Let's have a little look at this. So the tunnel entrance, when we go down to it, you'll see it elevates slightly, where it should be, if anything, going down. And then when it elevates, it goes, well, you can see up into the air, and now we've got overground, underground, wombling free. And there again, this bit is higher than the other side. We've got like a raised roundabout section with the rail that pops out, and again glitches out there. It's just really untidy. Also, the rail here, I think they would have gone around this. I don't think they would have built this bridge. They would have just stuck to the ground. It would have been so much cheaper to stick to the ground level. So why would they have gone elevated? Not entirely sure. Yeah, those two bits for me, if anything, are the worst parts of the map. The fact that the map doesn't quite come together isn't really a big issue, because, well, surely that's what the city's going to do. The city will bring the map together. Whereas the rail, that glitchy tunnel doesn't look great, does it? And yeah, the lack of thought, I feel, going. I mean, of course we've got to go across the rivers here. Would that have gone across the river twice? I can imagine it doing it. And oh, let me show you down here. We've got this is the park life detailing you'll be missing if you don't have park life DLC. So like we're on the right there, we've got a bridge. We'll have a look at that section on the right in the second half of the show. So if you don't have park life, the little bits of detailing with these exquisite, I do like these bridges from park life. Some of the detailing over there you won't get if you don't have the DLC, but it's not really essential to the map. It's not the glue that holds the map together. Now, I'm not sure what the glue that holds the map together is on this one. It's kind of odd, but not. I mean, it's so hard. I don't have a word for this map. It's not quite connected, but it's connected. It's weird. It's not weird. I'm saying it's weird. It's not weird. My lack of a word for this is weird. But anyway, off to the edge of the map, which means it's time for Zack. Come on, Zack.
Have you ever wondered why the traffic AI is so bad in this game? Why do all those cars all want to use the same lane? Then you need BonBonB's Guide to Traffic AI. Click the information button now.
And back to Beecher Sound by gomark. And good shipping routes. Okay, I'm saying it now, saying it up front. We've got a split there that goes both sides of the island. This then goes into almost goes into the fjord, or the sound, I guess it is, because it's Beecher Sound. And then it all just links up nicely there. That's all very nicely done. And I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, I am genuinely quite happy. Water flow in the rivers, but it's flowing. And then where it flows through your start square, it's deep enough, and we've got enough water flow for those of you that want to do the drawing and pumping via the rivers. Honestly, I think that's pretty solid work as well. So it's not all disconnected and non-conjoined, not the words I'm looking for. Now have a look at this. There you go. So first of all, you've got the terrain. The terrain looks great, and then you've got the bits in the middle, but it's the bits in the middle that don't quite really come together. Like over here we've got farms, and here we've got like a orchard. Then you've got a big old field that does nothing. Oh, that's okay. And then we've got all this big old forest, and there's not really any forests or trees around it. Got a little lake over here, which is a nice little bit of bit of faint detailing there. That's fine. Then we've got a little bit of a field again, which looks like it's copied and pasted, which isn't necessarily an issue, but again, it's just there on its own. Then over here, we've got... I like this waterfall, by the way. I do like this waterfall. That is quite sweet. And there's another nice-ish waterfall on this map as well, which we'll take a look at. The river goes up there. That's quite a nice work, but that's right off the edge of the map, that bit of river work. Over here, we've got everybody's favourite factories. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And, and that's fine. Oh, hang on. Is that a castle? Right off in the fog, we've got... Do you know what? I like this castle. I like the feature that it is there. Right, so that's full credit. And yet, that is not even a feature. That is right off in the edge. What have we got over here? Again, another one of these little fields. And down here, this bit of rock work. Again, look, it's just on its own. Doesn't really make any sense on its own. It's kind of... we've seen maps that are complete and highly detailed, and we've got areas on here which are quite nicely detailed that feel like they should be part of a whole, and they're not. They're kind of like standalone features which leave you room to build a city in between. I think that's a way of describing it. Anyway, park life detailing going on here, as I promised we'd have a look. Another nice little waterfall over here. Actually, I think I prefer this one. This is quite neat. Got the backdrop of the hills and the trees. Yeah, that's quite neat. There is another one as well, which is less so, but we're not going to mark anybody down for it. And another one of those long fields over there. We've seen a few of those. And here, this one over here is, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Nothing really to report home with that one, is there? Anyway, that is the map as a whole. What do you think of it? Never mind what I think. What do you think? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? I really haven't got a clue. Depends how you feel it comes together as a whole. Aesthetically, It's got some 4-star areas, some very nice 4-star areas. There's nowhere particularly nasty, so it's pushing towards that 4-star, but it doesn't really come together as a whole for me. So it gets a 3. Gets a 3 stars for aesthetics. Detailing. Again, we got some quite nice areas. There's nothing really bad apart from those tunnels under the swirly about, but they are bad. They are bottom end of 2 stars bad. But all told, I think it's strong enough for 3 stars. So I'm going to go 3 stars for detail. As for gameplay, controversially, I think this works just about as a concept. As a city, as a map, it works. As a concept, it just about plays. I'm going to go 4 stars for gameplay. Don't think, well, nowhere near giving 5 stars for it, but I think you can build a good city on here, you know. Beecher Sound by gomark is a map that you can attack from multiple different ways. And it'll be, how do you get all these bits and pieces to come together as part of a city as a whole? Could be a lot of fun. It might be boring. I have no clue. I'm kind of at a loss with that one. It's really confuddled me. If you want to see me confuddled a little bit more, of course, we have a little bit of the Outlast 2 on screen now. Go and check that one out. It's over on my second channel, BonBonB 2, and the link to that channel is also on screen as we speak. Thanks for watching. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome, and I'll see you tomorrow, if not very, very soon.